If you want to win more routes this fall, the easiest way to do that is fixing your stance and start, which is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. If you're like me, you watch a ton of football, which means you see a bunch of different wide receiver stances from the NFL to college to high school. While there's no perfect wide receiver stance, there are characteristics that will give you a better stance and start and allow you to win more routes. First is going to be your weight distribution. How do you distribute the weight from your front leg to your back leg? Now, you'll see a lot of different wide receivers that maybe have a ton of weight on their front leg because they're trying to explode out, or others that'll be a little bit more up, or I should say way more up and relaxed, and there's a lot of pressure on their back leg. Generally speaking, we want to have 75 to 80% of our weight on our front leg. This is going to allow us to be balanced, relaxed, but still powerful. We can still explode off this leg at the snap of the ball without false stepping or doing anything that is going to hinder our release. Second thing is, what do we do with our hands? My personal preference has always been relaxed. I always liked having my hands down unless there was an immediate threat of press. Then I'd bring them up here. But even when they're up, I'm not crunched over. I'm not tight. I'm not tense. I can bring my hands up and still be relaxed. I can sit in this stance all day because it's comfortable. And your stance should be comfortable. But it should still be powerful, so that way when the ball is snapped, you can explode out and you're not wasting any movement. If you are wasting movement in your release, that means you're false stepping. And this is an easy drill to fix your false step. So what you're going to do to make sure you don't false step anymore is get into your receiver stance. And you're going to want to work both legs with this. So for this one, my left leg is up. In my stance, I'm distributed 75-80, 20-25 on the back. What I'm then going to do is pick up my back foot and drive off my front leg. What this teaches me to do is the feeling of driving off my front leg without taking any false steps. So you train your body in what it's like to not false step. That way when you get in the game, you're much less likely to do it. So what happens after you have a solid start? Well, we want to work our release and get into our route. Two things that we're going to do that. We want to make sure our hands are active if we're fighting against press. Our hands aren't down by our side just running. We want to clear hands, rip through, punch through, swing through, make sure we're protecting our chest when we're fighting against press off of a DB. As we're fighting through the press, what we're doing is stacking. So every receiver starts their route on a line. If I'm here, which is basically middle of the numbers, and I work an outside release, I want to make sure that I get back to the middle part of the numbers and run the rest of my route from here. This puts me in control of the route, keeps the DB behind me, which means he's on his back foot trying to chase me to where I want to go. If you're a varsity wide receiver that wants to win more routes this year, like this video, share it with another receiver, and make sure you follow for more.